right, everyone, we're back here with Dee. If everyone remembers Dee from 2 years ago, downtown Barrie, we had a little interview behind the old pink building that is no longer there.
Yeah, we broke into a little bit of everything. We went through my struggles, my upbringing, and just what brought me to Barrie.
And I'll put that link in the description. So if you want to see that interview before you watch this one, feel more than welcome to have a look down there. It'll be on the screen right there, right where he's pointing. It'll be right on the screen. Okay, Dee. So the last time we sat down for an interview was 2 years ago, like I said, right?
Yep.
So we sat over there. We had the nice little interview, but that's in the past. We're not here to talk about that. So if you want to see that interview, once again, go down to the link right there. So tell me about this Cleanup Barrie. You're now involved with a place called that you are working for. It's on your shirt right there. It's called Cleanup Barrie. This wasn't a thing back 2 or 3 years ago. So tell me about Cleanup Barrie.
I think Cleanup Barrie was actually established 4 years ago this year by Jen Schlinkhaus with Barrie Families Unite during COVID. Just to fight, the litter nuisance around town and keep the community, mindful and cleanly. It kind of accelerated when I made partnership with Cleanup Barrie, facilitating people in camps to do cleanups for gift cards. That last year kind of accelerated further into a paid employment. Where I'd pay people to come out and 2 hours time, and I pay them $20 an hour to complete various cleanups, and we did pretty well, hitting about 500 bags. This season we kind of recognizing that we received the Community Builder Award, kind of geared a little bit differently, and we hired at the beginning of the season 14 staff to a program we called the Beautify Barrie program, which encompasses a transitional work program where individuals are able to work 2 to 3 shifts a week in a group format and earn $20 an hour. I work with them from the hiring process of just, I'm interested to, let's get a proper application in, let's get a proper resume in, let's get a bank account. Let's get all the things you need to have for an actual employment, and just get people working and in the community like that. So we've been working on that, and we've hit close to 2,500 bags now. We've put out close to $25,000 right onto the street, right back into people's pockets for the work that they have completed. And we've all sorts of achievements and fun this year with that. We just received a grant at the end of the season with Hydro One, which was a pretty sizable grant, and we're looking for next season kind of solidify and maybe expand into some other spots other than Barrie with what we've done here in Barrie.
That's awesome. So with all your achievements and all your success, how's Dee been? How you been?
Yeah. Well, overwhelmed and busy. I mean, I come from a trades background, like we discussed in a previous interview. It's a lot to grow into. Great opportunity, obviously, but just a lot to grow into. Working with the team that I've got to work with, we've grown together and we've accomplished a lot of shit. But just taking care of me in the off time and figuring out some stuff. It's been testing some days. I know in the last interview we discussed my sobriety with drugs. We didn't really touch on alcohol, and alcohol has always been a strong problem for me. Absolutely, I don't think until lately I've said to myself out loud that alcohol is a problem for me. I've had a couple since the last time we spoke. Couple spats of time without booze just to see where my head's at, and I'm definitely in a better headspace. And then when I start drinking again, it changes, you know what I mean? Pretty much everything for me. And I just want to focus on me. So I've been trying to cut that out with a couple failed attempts, and I'm still trying. I think I got 22 days in today again. So still trying with that, and just like we were talking about earlier with concussions and mental health and stuff, just trying to really navigate that and my own health with like tooth care and just all that stuff. You know what I mean? Just trying to focus on those hurdles.
How has your mental health been? I struggle with mental health as well, so let's
Yeah,
how's it been? How you doing?
good. I'm good, but it's always kind of like it has its ups and downs, but like I'm good. You know what I mean? My gauge of things and how I handle myself when I'm, you know what I mean, faced with something unfortunate or fortunate. I just gauge myself a little bit differently now, and I'm more patient with myself. I know I have all the answers, and I'm out here kind of feeling it out. So I don't know. I'm good. It's just I don't have all the answers. There's things I need to work on. I'm gonna be 29 now, you know. So it's to figure those things out at 29. You know, yeah, I'm still young, but it'd be a lot easier if I had to not figure out those things and I could focus on life things and professional things rather than that all the time.
The thing with you though is that you're 29. You
Yeah.
say you're young. You
Yeah.
are young. You're
Yeah.
very young.
Yeah.
But you're young. You're like a young spirit in an old body. It's almost like you've already lived this whole entire life.
It feels that way
I
sometimes.
know. That's how I look at you.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
very smart.
A lot of people.
You're well driven.
Yeah.
Like holy shit! Look at all the accomplishments you're doing here in Barrie. All the accomplishments.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
clean up Barrie, and everything else.
Yeah.
You know. Now, which is going to get me into something here now. Now, tell me about Thrive.
Well, Thrive has done a lot of things. Like I said with you, the interview last time, I was trying to focus on just collaborating what was already going on in the community a little bit more in the form of like more forward civic journalism and stuff like that. Um, that takes a lot of follow up and a lot of networking, and wasn't really proving to be successful. So I kind of just like slowed it down to just being more of a group base of people that are interested in just, you know, helping the community in any capacity. And if I see a need or a service or something that can be created with that networking, or something I can improve with an organization that I can benefit them by networking or whatever, that's kind of what I've been focusing on. So we've put together this thing called Deck EDs this year. I love that. That was my passion project. I painted, I think it was like close to 35 skateboards and donated them to Youth Haven and the general public to just, you know what I mean, just to get people going. And then like on the marketplace, I sold some of the boards that I was buying and refurbishing for a discounted rate to like families and people trying to get out there, get their kids skateboarding instead of them going and buying like a $200 board. They'd come to me and I only lost $600 by donating that all year. And it wasn't just skateboards. We did a couple bikes. Was that? Oh, we did a couple bikes. We did a few scooters, some ripsticks, if you remember those, penny boards, stuff like that. So just, that's I love skateboarding. I love that. That was a good outlet for me. It was a good tool to learn mechanics, entry level for me. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, all the youth had that opportunity if they didn't have the money for it. So we did that. I was able to go to my hometown and complete a mural on Gore and Manila at Soya, organization there that serves the public. They have a drop-in center and multiple services in the Sioux. But I did a mural on the side of the building there with her business name on it, and kind of encompassed overdose awareness into that. We painted some purple chairs. Well, I'm bringing this up. You'll actually like this story. While I was completing the mural, right? So I finished the mural. It was 4 panels I had to cut of wood and put them up on the side, this siding, right? So I bolted all this shit up, and then I wanted to finish it with a nice purple frame. So I'm putting the frame boards up. It's about 8 o'clock at night, the night that I finished the mural, right? So I'm downtown in the corner of Gore, worst area in town, with a drill at 8 o'clock climbing up on the side of this fence, bolting in my frame. And after I finish and I'm rolling out, a TAC unit, cops fucking roll up on me, get out of the car. I'm like, hi, officer. Like, how's it going, boys? And they're like, we got a call that somebody is breaking in here with a drill. And I was just like, oh, I'm putting up this mural here. I'm not breaking into anything. The drill's in my bag. Showed him the mural. The cop walked over to the mural, started to like grab me. And he's like, what is this hiding? Like, he was questioning me. Like, I put up the mural to hide something or something. But I just walked away because my girl was getting pretty heated at that interaction. She's like, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, but there was just a break in the day before at a soil property. So people are just being, you know what I mean? It's 8 o'clock at night. But to be right in my hometown and have that interaction with the cops come at me, I was just like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be going to this back home if I wouldn't have that, you know what I mean? That interaction with the cops.
Yeah, you're like, is this really happening? Are
Yeah.
you for real, officer?
Yeah, like really? Like for real. But I mean, like at the same time, it wouldn't be going to my hometown without visiting the cops or a visit from the cops, not visiting the cops, a visit from the cops. Yeah.
No, I get you.
Yeah, they told me to come. If they found out I broke into that establishment, they would come arrest me in BARRIE. And they talked to the property owner. The property owner called me, and she was laughing her ass off. She's just like, she told them who I was, and they were just like, yeah, like we were just doing our jobs, and it's just like whatever, you know what I mean? But of course, I'm in the middle of that, right? Been a lot of things that have broken down in the last 2 years since our last interview. Obviously, we were faced with probably a little bit of a lot of different realities 2 years ago than we are right now. For the situation at hand, it's definitely gotten a lot worse. We've seen the double homicide over at behind Pioneer Pools, and that's obviously a hot subject. And a lot of that has been pointed towards, the encampments and crime and whatever happens in that space, and not so much on the problem that the city and in many cities create for themselves, supporting individuals that are going through the struggle in the fashion that they are, with displacement, and really just looking at homelessness as a social issue and not like an economic issue. Like it's people's choice to be homeless. That's not really it. People just don't have their choice of support or their choice of care, and that's not saying that a silver platter is involved, but like say for instance like a shelter and housing are different things, and having housing and adequate housing for a community is different than just having temporary shelter and having plastic chair. That's not, you know what I mean? That's not housing. That's not additional housing. That's not the support. That's not the beds that we're requiring. Nor is a bed in jail. Nor is a bed in a rehab facility housing. Those aren't housing. That's like pretty much warehousing a problem. Yeah, they can receive services at that, but that's not the overall issue. Housing is the issue. I don't know. What do you think of what's going on, kind of all around town, and different opinions and whatnot? Like I see you down in Toronto all the time, and you have all these different outlooks, and you get to balance it yourself. So, like, we don't have a solution, but what do you think about it?
My God, I see a lot. I see a lot more than I ever document. I even talk about a lot of stuff. Here in BARRIE, I see a lot of lost souls walking around. They don't know where they're going. They don't know what's going on, and they need the help. They need the support. And I feel like the community wants to help, but they don't know how to help.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. They
Yeah.
don't know what to do to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
And then when someone is offered help, they're scared and nervous of they're not scared of the program, they're scared of the withdrawals.
Yeah.
So sometimes the withdrawals is what keeps them from going to
Yeah.
these programs,
Yeah.
right? And then the city doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
You know, we need some professional
Yeah. And
outside help here. You know, like serious,
Yeah.
serious stuff. Not a Band-Aid.
no,
Not crazy glue on a cut. You know.
no, but vigilant every day, kind of at it, you know, all together help. Right before we started this interview, Alex Nuttall and the mayor of Oshawa were actually live discussing compassionate intervention. And it's such a taboo subject. To an extent, yes, I agree with if somebody's not in the right body, spirit, or mind to be taking care of themselves, people should be able to advocate on that behalf, and that sometimes is the case. But when it's dealing with addiction, that's not usually the case. So it's I understand that point, but all these other touch points it's just away from the focus of what actually the solution is, and it is taking away people's human rights. Many bylaws and things that are like passed and opinions are just they're a solution that neglects a holistic view, and then you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Nobody's being invalidated for wanting parks and community and their children to be, you know what I mean, a place we can all thrive, a clean area, all those things. But it just right now can't be just about anywhere because we don't have the housing. So we need to focus on some other issues. Like we just got a YMCA that's being built. Is it? I don't know if it's not completed. No.
No, it's not.
No.
Where are they building this YMCA actually?
In the south end,
I know
beside the Sadlon Arena.
They're putting a building up right where the YMCA used to be.
Yeah. The building will probably be done before the YMCA is done, and like what do the youth have in town? What do they have? You know what I mean? I think that's a huge problem too, when you're blaming crime and you know, the rampant scale of how things are going in the community. You're blaming that on homelessness, and you're blaming that on people that are in a struggle, and saying that they're the root cause of how that kind of behavior festers in our community. That's just not true, because like you're finding things in cars, you're finding things in vehicles, you're finding out things from people with power, with money, that are taking advantage of, you know what I mean, the general public. Like I can look over here and I can look into a coke dealer's fucking window.
Like we're in an apartment there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi buddy. Yeah. He lives up there, profiting off the general public, and that's completely fine. And we're going to be worried about a tent sitting down right there and about somebody that's sitting in a tent. It just doesn't make any sense. We're worried about those things while people are sitting comfy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's sad.
You know, why when somebody's looking like a sore thumb over here, are the cops distracted when somebody's doing a burnout on the corner of Bradford and Simcoe Street at the lights midday? Like, why is that acceptable? You know what I mean? Right around the corner and traffic, all like that. Why is that acceptable behavior? Like, you know what I mean? Some of the way these youth act, you know what I mean? It's belligerent. The way they talk, walk up to me, they're like, "What's guanin'?" I'm like, what does that even mean? You know?
I've heard people say that too. Or, "What's up, fam?"
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it's that lingered culture from like patois and a lot of stuff in like Toronto and other places. But it's like, you give that just like hip hop or anything, give it to like a young, youthful crowd, and they just, you know, kind of miscontort that because they think they have to live that, where those people are actually living in that, and they're just glorifying it. So I just think that attitude and that behavior of people's kids in Barrie really needs to fucking change, because, you know what I mean? You got our youth, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have any specific example to touch on in Barrie, but like that young man that just, he was like, what, 16 years old, just murdered that guy in Toronto, that homeless man?
Younger, 12.
He's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's just a 14 and a 16-year-old in my hometown that were just charged with a double homicide or a homicide of some sort. Like, it's just...
I sit down there quite a
Ugh.
bit in that area where that guy got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Nathan Phillips Square, actually. That's exactly where it happened. You know where you have the Toronto sign? And it's on to the left.
Yeah.
Where they hang around there.
And he was just chilling on a bench, this guy.
Sleeping. This is 5 o'clock in the
See,
morning.
and that's probably a fun game for that kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And his friends, they think that's funny. I don't understand how one person can, you know what I mean? Like, we seen a video of a local here. There's a good example. Firing off the fireworks into Milligan's, or into the Diamond's Pond there. Where he's driving by, firing out of his car window, the fireworks.
Oh,
into
that guy.
Yeah.
The flare gun.
Yeah, he was firing off into there. That's why isn't there an investigation there? You know what I mean? There'd probably be, you know what I mean? More of the other way around. If that guy was complaining that while he was doing that, he got hurt.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I think it was the guy over there above the running shoes place downtown.
I don't believe that was a specific individual who did that.
Okay.
There's another guy that's always on the Instagram there, driving his car at all god awful speeds on the highway, and just glorifying how he just doesn't give a fuck about the police or anybody else. He'll pull up to people in the South End or at like the medians that are panhandling.
Oh, Crystal?
Yeah, you see that video where that guy was harassing her?
That's Rob, yeah.
Yeah. If you're watching this and you made that fucking video, you're an asshole, and I'll see you around town. I know what you look like there, Mr. Rob, but hi. Yeah. Don't be doing that to people because you live in the community and you'll be seen around. That's not acceptable, you know. There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know if he means any harm. I just.
He means harm.
Does he?
He's like, hey, sister. And
he's got a strange personality.
Oh, he's just being a little shit disturber. That's what he's doing.
Yeah,
but he doesn't care. He just piss on life like that. Like, if he was balancing out his content, maybe. I think some of his content's hilarious, but then he does something like that.
Yeah,
and it's just like, dude, you know what I mean? We don't need you running around, you know?
No, you're right. You're right. 100% right. I'm not going to lie about that. You're right. He shouldn't be doing that to that extent because it sends Crystal into an emotional state.
Yeah. Enough people do that, you know what I mean? Like, to her in a day. It's just like, I just don't, especially that content. That's ridiculous. Why would you be sharing that? If I did that to somebody on the side of the fucking road, I'm not telling people about it, posting it on the internet, being like, hey, look what I did. I was a jackass today.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, but it's a weird world we live in. So
that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to get into before we wrap this up, or what's?
You pretty much touched it all.
I think we touched base with everything.
Is it too dark?
It's getting there. Yeah.
Right. I'll take this off and I'll read my little thingy.
Okay. Perfect.
Surviving within a community is one of the most difficult situations one will face. Weighing loyalty versus self-preservation, selfishness versus selflessness, the desire to win versus the desire to quit, and being accepting and understanding of others' outlooks and ideas. Survival within a group can magnify our darkest traits. Betrayal may allow for personal gain, while fidelity can expose weakness. We tend to embrace the strong and deceive the weak. But in the pursuit of self-serving gains, bonds form, neighbors and friends become less of a hindrance and more of a necessity. We rely on each other for emotional security and physical support. Our motives may remain selfish, but the path to success involves the abilities and companionship of all those around us.
Nice. That's very nice.
Right?
If I had a free hand, I'd clap. Thank you.
Yeah, I wrote that like almost 2.5 years ago. And I haven't had a chance to read it, so.
Nice. No, it's very
nice. I just wanted to take a minute and thank all of our volunteers and our crew, Mike, Zab, and several other names that I am not going to get into the list of people, but thank you for all of your work and everybody for their support. And I hope next year that you apply and come out and support us again. That's it.
What about the Friends of the Homeless? What do you want to say?
We just do pizza in the park every Wednesday with the weather.
What time?
From 1:30 until 3:30.
Okay.
Weather permitting, but we're usually there even on a crappy day.
That's Queen's Park?
Yeah, at Queen's Park, right beside the Armories. We're there under the little event tent that we bring. We serve pizza and drink and whatever on the Wednesday. We're looking at some indoor space for the wintertime and hoping to just keep bringing that to the community every Wednesday and having that support. So,
Nice. Okay, let's go back to the car.
those are the only two things I missed.
There's Dean. He has a, oh, now he's being all silly. There you go. Now your whole body's in there. Do a little, there you go, you weirdo.